We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my God! Somehow they do it! Good afternoon and welcome back to Herning, Denmark. I'm Stefan Rapazzo. Our names are flipped, but you know who's who and what's what. EUICC, the indoor champs. Hannah, we're getting down to the tight end here in the Open Division quarterfinal matchup. Who do we got in front of us?
We have a crazy train indeed. It's KFUM Örebro. I think I'm saying that right. The Swedish powerhouse. It's been an established club for such a long time. I think going on about 50 years at this point against the young upstarts from Ireland. It's XVI, the second team, if you perhaps might say that, from Dublin. Of course, everyone knows Ranelagh, some of the more long-standing players, but having taken a bit of a kind of step back from the top of the ultimate scene, I think XVI have benefited from that, and they've certainly been racing up the standings here. I don't think any of the pundits would have said early days in this tournament that they'd be threatening the championship bracket, but certainly a lot of youth in both of these teams, so anything could happen, because young people always like to keep things unpredictable.
Iron sharpens iron, as they say. Hopefully XVI has been benefited from that, playing against Ranelagh, but it's KFUM who have impressed everyone here, going undefeated, the youngsters from Örebro. Oh, and a bid to kick things off. I think I just blew Hannah's ears out on that one, but Robertson leaves his feet and makes a very impressive early bid.
Yeah, I think I had the volume up already quite high from the last game in my headset, and that just absolutely destroyed my eardrums. But that's a huge grab and a great toe in at the back line as well. Huge block and an immediate score out the blocks pretty much.
Double happiness for Gustav Robertson, the youngster. They're all youngsters. The 22-year-old from Örebro, but the score impressive to put the toe down, but that D getting around the XVI cutter, wow.
Sorry, I only just noticed the fact that not only did he nearly clatter himself on the stands and managed to pull himself back, but also nearly clattered us passing by. I think that's a drop that smile player.
Yeah, be careful walking up and down those steps in the crowd. XVI going at it again. Doherty throws low, another bid. These Swedes are chucking themselves around, but XVI do find their way in. Josh Taylor, the recipient of that goal, and it's tied up at 1.
Yeah, that was a nice little bit of trust there. Just Taylor holding the space really well towards the near sideline. Yeah, it's something that endlessly confuses me, though, to talk about the collateral of passers by, Steph. The number of individuals that will stand quite happily right next to the side of an end zone on an indoor pitch when there's not a lot of clearance. Terrible life choices.
Yes. Improve on those spectators.
Because if you're going to make a bid anywhere, it's going to be at the end zone.
So the pull out of bounds, well, into a bricking territory, and KFUM come in. Svad goes under. He's got Berjol, and another bid hits the belly, goes for a slip and slide, wet banana if you will, but Another beautiful play. This team is impressive already.
Yeah, Blomgren, they're really just the leading scuba. You don't see it often. For most people, it's not the obvious choice. But look at that throw, silky smooth, and just hovers. Needs that little bit extra slip and slide action on the final moment. But it really shows that a lot of these KFUM players have been playing up through the junior ranks. They know each other super well, and they're just happy to take on those choices.
XVI, another kick of this can, Doherty. All the way to the other side. In the hands of Joey Curtis. He goes big, but, oh, and the benefit of the Mac into the hands of Josh Taylor. Now it's Selkirk. Inside break, and that one didn't have quite enough. Knocked away by Anderson.
Yeah, they just held on by the skin of their fingertips for the first shot, but that was not what was intended.
Great filling cuts here by the Swedes. Robertson comes under for that one. Now it's Sveven. Angegard underneath. Gets it again. Back into the hands of the D-getter, Felix Anderson. Goes over top, and we have a stoppage and passage.
Yeah, this is solid match coverage, though, from XVI. They are managing to kind of just calm things down for the flow of the Swedes, which, when you think about their O-line coming out, it's very dynamic.
Anderson blades one up. Robertson with the reception, one hand high. Back to Sveven and move to the far sideline. Anderson shoots for goal. Toe drag swag. And Gustav Robertson had been flying earlier. This time stays on his feet and collects a goal.
So let's see again then, when we're now coming back with the Swedes on defense to start the point. Let's see if they're going to poach off in a very similar manner to that person stood still static in the end zone. It's not something I'd recommend doing against these teams from the Nordics that really do play a heckin' amount of indoors, because all of their overheads are very, very well honed. But maybe KFUM thinking XVI might not have a pitch length hammer in every single one of their athletes.
So that one bricks goes beyond the net. I feel like this XVI line is going to be gassed after that last point. A fair bit of defense. They're back out there. I believe it's all of the same five. Let's see if they still have the legs to produce while initiating. Selkirk brings it in. And Selkirk goes immediately to his flank. Selkirk initiates, gets a great cut. The poach thought about it and realized it was not going to work. And now into the corner, Taylor puts the toe down. And there is a discussion between Selkirk and a KFUM member on the release there. I believe that's Saline, but succumbed to. Dance moves by Taylor on the goal reception there, Hanny.
Oh, just the toe dragging and clap.
There is a live band tonight. Maybe he's getting ready for some of the moves he might use on that dance floor, showing his flexibility. KFUM leading throw, good isolation to find Blomgren. Biden. And back into center, easy for the final throw. Wide open, Blomgren as he cut towards that front corner. Your standard scoring cut worked nice after a good setup.
I'm really enjoying the execution of these throws by KFUM's sort of, handler set, but pretty much all of the players in the field. In particular, big shout out to the kind of never made it beyond head height knife directly into the chest for a swing pass. It's the sort of thing that you'd never really consider throwing in an outdoor match because of the elements around you, but it really does add that extra bit of pace to keep the disc away from the defenders.
Ooh, that one nearly picked off, but good hands by Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald goes wide and around to get Curtis. Oh, and a band in the middle, but Selkirk gets it, hammers. Taylor not quite in. Good response by XVI. Fitzgerald gets the goal. There was hot pressure, but good response to it.
Well, that is possibly, I think, Örebro getting a little bit too excitable on their defense. They're really going for stuff, but that is then able to be exploited by XVI. That hammer that came off under pressure, but certainly, one that you're going to back your teammates to grab, and then that big flood through, really opening up the space to Fitzgerald.
So don't you forget to like and subscribe back home. We will give you those constant reminders. We love having you, love being able to provide for you. And we hope that you can return the favor with just a few simple button clicks. Nice pickup! Going to ground there. That was Biden, sends it back to center. And now it's Beriol. Puts it right back to Biden. Leading throw. Easy does it. Beriol with the goal. And KFUM are answering the bell each time of asking on offense, that's for sure.
Yeah, Beriol just 21 years of age, but looking like a real seasoned veteran as he slinks around the pitch with ease. That was such a smooth execution of that. No, never really in doubt, even though it's in quite a challenging part of the pitch to hit with the way the cut was developing. But XVI still every opportunity, just the 2 points down, to make it 1.
Fitzgerald goes to the wide side of the field. Taylor squeaks it in. That's Fitzgerald, sorry. That was Selkirk earlier who started things off. Now it's Joey Curtis. Push pass, it's a wobbler, but it's handled. Doherty and finds the corner there to Josh Taylor. Not the way they drew it up, but a goal's a goal's a goal.
Well, Doherty's still definitely not by any means a small man in terms of his stature, but I think possibly a little bit of extra on the ape index there, i.e. the measurement of your arm span versus your overall height.
And again, what's the opposite of the ape index if you have longer legs and shorter arms? Would that be?
Oh, it's all the ape index. It's just how
okay.
good how into positive territory or into negative territory your ape index is.
I thought the opposite would be like the T-Rex or the alligator index.
I like it.
Here come KFUM. Biden goes to Blumenbier. Now the deep shot, that's going to count. Nice looking goal again. Betty Holm and his KFUM teammates don't seem too phased by the defense out there. Of course, they work for everything, but they are efficient.
Well, one of our other fellow commentary crew, who shall remain nameless, and his scoreline predictions shall also remain hidden for his own personal, not protection. I'm sure no one's going to go after him for it. But yeah, the expectation certainly was that the Swedes would be, coming in here and taking a win because of their pedigree. But I wouldn't count XVI out yet. They've had scrappy games in the past that we've had the pleasure of delivering on our live stream, especially if the Swedes keep poaching off the end zone. You never know.
That one hammered. Selkirk was waiting, but Robertson got in the way and denied the awaiting hammer.
Just a little bit of concentration and focus gone there. A tiny bobble means the recovery by Selkirk can't be made.
Svaven finds the inbound to Robertson, and then next pass goes to Ansmeyer. Angegaard gets forward to Svaven. Feet down, and the deep shot. Scoring goal, Stefan Angegaard. How's that break?
Well, that must be Angegaard Jr. coming through the ranks. So certainly a name we're used to seeing at the ultimate level.
Yes, that's not Stefan Angegaard.
He's wearing Angegaard's number, though.
And Coach Angegaard is also one of the next of kin who is recovering from a ACL injury. So maybe there's another Angagog out there.
There must be. There's several Angagod, but the partner of Coach Angagod on the sidelines, you might see on her cameras occasionally, also a well-decorated ultimate player in her own right.
They get good genes over there in Örebro, particularly if your last name's Angagog.
It's a Frisbee dynasty they're starting. You know, there are lots of ultimate siblings, and now we're starting to see the generations of the ultimate bambinos, the ones that learned to play the sport before they even had memories really formed. It's like, you know, in your home nation of Canada, lots of people don't remember learning how to ice skate.
Of course, it's like that. Joe White, who played for Is No Good, always told me like he has no recollection of learning how to throw a Frisbee. He's a second-generation player, and the more of those we get, the better this game is going to become.
The future is as bright as your shirt and terrifying.
As the shirt as well. Hammer for goal, toe drag in, and XVI do answer quite efficiently themselves this time around. And put another one on the board. That was Mr. Sean Fitzgerald with the goal. And that makes it 5-7.
Still, there has not been a break since the last time we checked up on the margin in this game. So XVI starting to find a little bit of form here. They've got quite the task on defense, but I think being a little bit more active in their isolation set is really starting to make the Swedes play a bit more honest.
Hammer to Bergholm, comes under, and that's Blomgren. Centering right into the center of the pitch there. Biden. Bergholm goes back towards center. Going backwards now. Now to the big shot. Does he get the toe down? Does he keep his head out of the chair?
Yes to the former question, no to the latter question. Honestly, some of the exploits we've seen on the show pitch here today, I feel like we need to have some of the medical staff from the NFL to come in and do assessments on the players to make sure that they've got all their brain cells intact. It is definitely a growing concern in sport, of course, a bit of a topical one, but ultimate athletes do like to try and keep each other healthy, and it does help that, of course, it is a fully non-contact sport.
Blomgren did a heck of a job there to collect that and get down and not entirely.
You know what we need, Steph? We need the lilos from Tom's tourney that they put around the goalposts.
Ah, yes.
All over the chairs.
Great vision there. XVI responds. That one from Joey Curtis into the end zone for Fitzgerald. Good bit of play, efficient offense from the Irish. We do have some answers in the comments of the Angagog.
We do. I also looked it up on the statistics website, the actual formal one for the tournament, which has slightly better insight than we do occasionally on our own portal.
Good to cross-reference with.
But it looks like in that number 1 shirt, it's Andreas.
Underneath comes and delivered from Blomgren. Nice blade across the other way. And Biden comes under again. Biden distribute to Bergholm. Back to Woolen. Oh, he's smiling, not releasing it. Biden comes under and finally gets. Svad puts it in, and it's Blomgren who gets. Make it 8-6. They're staying in front, but not pulling away.
See, when people talk about Ultimate, the rule set, the way it's played, the methodologies and madnesses behind the game, they talk about the fact that the offense really has an advantage, and it's such a notable advantage in the way the rule set works, respective picks, fouls, etc. Now, I think there's no surface where that is more obvious than in indoors, especially the smaller surfaces. It's sort of if you've never played indoors yourself, it's about the side of a beach ultimate pitch. If you've never played ultimate ever, is about the size of a basketball or handball court, but that one-on-one movement when you're matching up in person coverage, it really is such an absolute nightmare in the end zone. You have to be so agile, you have to be really cognizant of where the disc is, the kind of, and fundamentally one of the biggest pieces in indoors is how good you are at marking the player with the Frisbee. If you can really do your job, not get too tempted, not try and go for an illustrious hand block, but actually just holding the force, stopping the disc from getting to those break side spaces, especially on the give goes, that kind of break side, tiny break side pass really opens up so much more of the space on the pitch. And that's one of the things I think is a credit for this KFUM Örebro team. They are really able to move the disc in such a manner that it just makes it look very easy when they're in flow.
Excellent assessment there, Hannah. We have also had a score update. There was one missed, and somebody in the comments mentioned it. At the same time as I started to try and double back, I looked at the scoreboard on the wall here, and they had just changed that one as well. So I think people picking up on it at about the same time. It is 9-6.
And a massive shout out to all of our Swedish and Irish fans in the live chat. We see you.
What can they do so we can see they can be even more visible with
Oh,
us,
well,
Anna?
if you're enjoying this game and you'd like other people to see it through the almighty algorithmic powers that be, you can hit the thumbs up button.
Only
It
one
doesn't.
person's done that, and it's me.
I've done it as well.
Okay.
Refresh your page, please, Stefan. But yeah, be part of it. Help this sport grow. That is the overarching original mission of ULTI.TV, is to get this wonderful sport in front of more people. So thank you for being part of it.
We love it. And if you got it in you, go check out our patron page. Have a read, see if you like it, see if you want to contribute that way. The Swedes coming on the attack right now.
Is this a zone from XVI?
I do like trying something different. Sticking with it, I probably won't like, but I like coming out with it and giving them something new.
Well, stick with it, but change it. Change it every point you play it. Keep your offense guessing.
Sved and Biden going back and forth again. The blade to Sved. Looks to Biden, but didn't get. Then does, and Sved again. Biden. Two-player game here. In the backfield, they have chipped their way in, but against the zone indoor, the compressed field is possibly more advantageous for the defense. Oh! And that's as good of a chance as they've had at getting a D against this O-line. It does go to Blomgren for the goal, but not a bad option for the Irish on defense.
No, I like that. I really like that as a choice, and it was literally a hair's breadth away from a defensive block for Benjamin Broussard. That would have been quite a little turning point potentially for the energy of XVI. They are starting to be a bit ground down here, but I think the difference maker really is for this particular pitch. The end zones are massive. If you try and play zone against it, it's only a matter of time until they break you. So unless you can really put that pressure on consistently and create a mental challenge, zone not going to be quite as effective.
Big shot, hammer, and Felix Anderson gets the hand to it and knocked away. Another break chance for KFUM.
Well, I've been playing since he was 15 years old as Anderson. And finally, they try and exploit with a beautiful hammer. You've got to give it to XVI. That was a lovely throw, but just not quite active enough from the play downfield. But that's not active at all. That's going to be immediate throwaway.
Straight back. Selkirk picks up. Will he deliver another hammer? Not this time. And the defense dying to get in front there, but could not get beyond Joey Curtis. Right back. Curtis gets it from Doherty. Looks up the line. Taylor gives an option. Small poach, but can't be exploited. The Scuba was not totally accurate, but time to catch up. And the next throw in for goal. Sean Fitzgerald puts one on the board for XVI. They needed it. 10-7.
I really enjoy when what you say then gets backed up by the play that happens on the field. It's not something I get to experience that often because I'm not quite that intelligent. However, That break side scuba, it was wonky as heck. However, attacking the break side with the disc, even though it had to have a little bit of a stumbly, catchy moment, that then immediately set up that secondary break side pass, which is what unlocked the gate and allowed XVI that score. But I'm really enjoying looking at the match coverage when KFUM are on defense. The way they drop off and...
Blade, nice catch, beautiful catch by Blumgren. Thanks for your patience. We're back, and we hear you in the chats. We do see that there are some other tightly contested games in this open quarter. This a chance to break. It's been a little while. Side to side there, Robertson. Pushy back to Saline. Gets the leading throw to Anderson, and nice blade. Backwards blade, in fact, finds Adensmeier, and that makes it 13-8. That scoreboard's about to change. Or is it 12, Anna?
That makes it 13-8.
Yes, that's what I thought.
But that, as you mentioned, Steph, it has been a little while since we have seen the Swedes take a break off of XVI. After a little bit of a shake in the beginning of the game. They have certainly started firing more consistently, and also I think the biggest thing to kind of, give them credit to, because we've been fangirling a lot about the Swedish style of offense, is that they are getting the disc back when they have those moments of miscue.
Scuba to the back corner, big hand. Comes up, that is Sean Fitzgerald, who rises above and then makes a snow angel on the gymnasium floor.
Well, when the pitch is this side, he's used to being on the beach, He appeared at the EUICC back last season with one of the... there was a cluster of one might call comedy names coming out of the Irish beach scene at EUICC last year. But... yeah, he's got some real wind beneath his wings, that lad. And big wings they are. He's 6'3", but those arms, you'd feel safe in those arms, Steph.
Yeah, sure would. Bite in. Leading throw, Beriol. Blades one across, bite in. Look at these blades. Just every throw is a blade right now. Oh, there's a flat one. All right. But then a blade again, and... little Bruce Springsteen slide action there. The rock and roll star, the guitar in hand. Blumgren gets down to keep it up.
Yeah, there has been quite a lot of heavy duty action on the whatever blend of fabrics these Örebro shirts are made out of. I do like the design, actually. There's one player, the number 12, who's currently actually on the line, Arvid Ansmeyer, who's got kind of, I think, just a newer version.
I think it's the older version.
Oh, the older version. Well, it looks newer with the color combination.
But I prefer the other one, so I'm hoping it's the older version.
Maybe it's just when you wash it enough times,
You wash
the
the extra blue. XVI attacking out of their own end.
They're not fading.
Finds the isolation in the middle, Joey Curtis. Curtis looks back, gets Doherty. And Curtis gives an option again from the isolate. Toe drag. Fitzgerald fits the bill as a goal scorer and puts one more on the board. 14-10, the lead still in favor of KFUM.
And I like the little detail there, Undergård on the sideline, just giving the signal of the exceptional toe drag, well in bounds. Of course, it must be his shirt that's being worn by Ek.
Svein gets the isolation, this time to Blomgren. Bergholm leading throw, and Julian again in the end zone. That one was...
It's just a straight up one hard fake, one direction, sell the defender, off you go towards the open side.
Yeah, their isolations just really open up the field. The center isolate, they pick their side wisely. 16-11, KFUM one away from a spot in the semifinals.
Yeah, I'm frantically scrolling back, Steph, to see if that was indeed a zone point or if it was just a little bit of split coverage. No, match coverage was the name of the game. It was just fantastic work to get away.
A screaming pace in this game, must be said. Curtis comes under. We've already played that, and a nice knockaway there. Good help defense.
Yeah, Svein coming in and saving that one from another point, giving themselves the opportunity to win this out on a break.
27 goals scored in 33 minutes thus far, Hannah. Screaming pace.
Really has to be said. Regardless of the overall outcome, both teams can say they know how to play some fantastic offense indoors.
Anderson far sideline gets a play. What hands by Svein. He dishes straight back to Salin. Anderson hammers across. Pressure was coming, but Svein has a few more tricks in the bag. Angegaard cashes in, and KFUM get the job done. They are moving on to the semifinals in these European Indoor Ultimate Championships, Club Championships from Herning, Hannah.
And an instantaneous update, more or less, of the schedule online, punching themselves, as you say, into the semi-finals bracket. We're not surprised to see the Swedes go through. They are a very experienced time. You know, indoors for a long time has been one of the formats they've dominated in. XVI, though, on the rise to become the premier Dublin Open outfit in the years to come.
Exciting stuff. Let's see what Ranelagh will have to say about that. Looking around the other scores, a few games going as you might have thought. A few surprises. Mighty Huck's Terrible Monkeys game is not the way I would have guessed it based on yesterday's performance, but before coming in I might have picked it this way, so maybe some teams finding form early, some finding form later. But that one not over, so don't count any chickens yet. They are not hatched.
Well, do we know what's going on in this division, in the other games? What are there any ones leading the charge?
Well, I mean, everybody's already picked the champion in the Open Division, I think.
Is it the team that won almost everything but one tournament last season, perhaps?
Yes, it's them, and because anything can happen, I would not count that as a championship done yet either. They were locked up with UFO.
Oh, they still are. 10-9, the last score result there. If you want to also follow the action live as it happens, folks, we can't bring you every pitch here, sadly. One day, perhaps. But all of these score results are being put into EUICC-schedule.ultimatefederation.eu, or just go to social media and follow the links. And it's really tight here at the top of the Open Division.
Yeah, exciting stuff. We're thrilled to be able to bring you this action. As always, a quick reminder to like and subscribe, become a patron, do all of those things. Your small contributions make big differences, and we love you for it beyond all of those differences you make. Until next time, for ULTI.TV, I've been Stefan Rapazzo, joined by Hannah Pendlebury. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.